election, and it is something that it's a very pressing issue. This is not an abstract issue that we're going to be talking about today. It is the fact that our city, the community we've decided to be a part of, is currently funding and supporting the multinational banks that have helped us get into this economic mess. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say, the information we can learn from them today. This is not just a teaching event. We'll actually be getting out onto the street after this, informing other people about the situation here in Ashland, maybe doing some canvassing and getting some people to sign a petition to get Ashland to move its money. And I'd also right now like to encourage everybody here, and if you can, bring somebody you know to the next City Council meeting. On the 20th, this issue will be being brought up to City Council. The city will have the chance to move its money, like so many people in Ashland have already done. So follow the lead of the citizens and move their money to a credit union. And we will probably be organizing, I know Medford is planning in March, from the plaza to our City Council. We were planning just a rally outside City Council, but because of that, we decided we probably should have a march. So we're going to try and start getting that thrown together, and no need to worry about it too much. If it's not a big event, but get people down there. Bodies are what we need. The City Council will just choose, whether it's on the plaza and joining us in the march, or whether it's just at the City Council chambers. They need to see the majority of the people of this community out in support.
When is the march?
The march would be probably at 6 o'clock. It would be around as long as it takes to get from the plaza, with a little leeway to turn in speeches.
Emery, what's the date and time on that again?
That would be the 20th at 6.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. And that would give us, if we meet at the plaza, we can organize for about 10 minutes or so, get to City Council chambers a little early so that people can sign up for a public hearing and speak their mind on this issue. I would also encourage anybody to speak their mind on the homelessness issue as well. That has been there have been continual roadblocks that the City Council and city staff has thrown in our way on doing anything to help the most impoverished among our community. So come, speak your mind. And
also, I was just going to say, emphasize the importance of getting new faces to City Council, because when it's just a couple activists coming and saying, these things, then they sort of get, oh yeah, here they come to me. They got their issue, some new thing that they're, but when they start to see new faces, when they see people in the community that they haven't seen before, or people speak to them which they haven't heard from before on these issues, it gives it a lot more power to them that there's a broad base of support. And I think there really is a broad base of support on this sort of issue, but it's still a matter of us as organizers getting people out there and demonstrating it to the city, and getting them to move based on that.
And getting outside of our social circles, which we're all honest, are activists.
Speaking of which, for clarification, his name is not actually Mike Check. Maybe we could introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. Since it's a smaller group, let's just go around in a circle, introduce ourselves, and say one sentence as to why we are here. And my name's Emery Way, and I'm here because I think it's little things like this that seem little that can actually make a world a better place, and start one step closer to revolution.
I'm Evan Lastly, and with Occupy Ashland person. It was great. It was just wonderful to see what's happened over the last 3 months in terms of people getting on the same page about really what we're moving towards. What's great is that we all have different aspects of this. We have different campaigns we can work on, but then we all come together around this. I see it coming together, that people are really doing this together now in a different way.
I'm Kai. I'm with Occupy Ashland as well, and I'm just here to look at different facets about which we can bring systemic change.
I'm Christy Wright. I'm here because, as cool as it is to get a lot of individual people to move their money out of the big banks, it's way more effective to get whole cities to do it.
I'm Tammy Spencer, and I'm with Oregon Action as well as Occupy Medford, and I'm here just to support. I believe in all of it.
Thank you for coming over.
Yeah.
I'm Karen Jeffrey. I'm here
to celebrate the one-year anniversary of this movement that started with a Tunisian shopkeeper setting himself afire to protest his oppressive government, and all the other people that have protested throughout the year and are protesting even in America today. I'm here to celebrate Bradley Manning's birthday. And I'm here for the 3-month anniversary of Occupy Wall Street. It's a very auspicious day, and I'm here to do what I can because we need to occupy.
My name's Lisa Whale, and I am here because I think it's time we hold the city responsible to upheld the values of the community.
Yes.
I'm Jan Litchin, and I'm here because I've had a lot of interaction with Bank of America. And I'm also here in support of Nancy and Mark, who have been amazing leaders in the whole foreclosure thing.
My name is Avram Sachs, and I'm here to support Good Grief America and hopefully to support people in Ashland occupying their homes.
Hi, I'm Beth DeLeonardis, and I'm chair of Rogue Valley Oregon Action, and I'm part of the Medford Occupy. One of the things that I think is very important is that Occupy Medford and Occupy Ashland seem to be working together, especially on we're going to do the divestiture and of Ashland, but move up the line, because I think it's important to keep going. Don't stop at Ashland. So where we support Ashland right now, all the Ashland people should then start supporting the talent, and then the Phoenix, and then especially Medford. Maybe we can make a change in politics in the Medford area, and so we won't have so many foreclosures. And so, you know, Nancy and Mark could take a rest.
I'm Petra Donaldson, and I co-manage the food bank in Central Point at the Lutheran Church. I'm also Oregon Action and also Occupy Medford, and I got involved because there's just a lot of bad stuff going on in the local county. I don't like the idea of C.W. Smith telling me that they're going to do cuts without discussing it with us, that we'll just have to accept it. Thank you.
I'm Susan Berryhill. I'm with Occupy Ashland, Good Grief America, and Phil and I are currently occupying our house.
Yay!
Which
Right
has been in default for 3 years. If it hadn't been for Nancy and Mark, we would have gone off the deep end a long time ago. Our house is now in foreclosure. We got our notice. So the countdown's happening until March 2nd. We met with Peter Buckley yesterday. We're meeting with our attorney, and Nancy and Mark say that there's all kinds of dirty stuff in our loan. They've been looking at our loan. So, and without all of you, I wouldn't be able to say this here, because Good Grief America is about the grief that we feel when this happens to us as individuals. So.
I'm Marcia Carino, and I'm here for change, and really upset about the new NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and we need change. Thank you.
I'm Carolyn Brown, and I'm here to get involved.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carolyn.
I'm Carol Wilder, and I am in full support of Occupy Ashland and these other groups as well. I'm here because I wanted to reconnect with Nancy, whom I heard speak a few days ago, because I want to try to help get her short presentation of what she is doing up on YouTube, so that we can get it to more people who could make use of this and work with it to support it.
I'm Phil Miller, and I'm here excited by so many people finally getting active again, and it continuing for 3 months now? 2 months. Going on 3 years. Going on 30 years. I learned far more than I wanted to about the banks and the criminal activity and the as a victim of the banks, but I've learned that the best thing one can do is just say no and occupy your homes and tell your friends not to leave. Ideally, we would all quit paying our mortgages and our credit cards all at once, and it would end worldwide, but death strike. Working on that.
Hi, my name is Joshua Leeds, and I am a fairly new resident of Ashland. I've been here for just 3 years, but I spent a lot of time traveling professionally. I had the wonderful opportunity to be at the first Occupy down in the Ashland Plaza, and I just came from New York just a few days ago, where I had an opportunity to go down to the atrium on Wall Street and to be able to plug in to what's taking place at the nerve center there. I'm here because of these lovely people who, Nancy, I'm Joshua Leeds, right? And you've helped me, thank you so much. And the fact that these coalitions are taking place, I think, is exactly what's called for, and that local actions are so important. I'm so delighted to see so many different people from so many different walks of life here. But what my real interest is in finding a way to be able to help create, with the brilliant minds that seem to have been gravitating here to the Rogue Valley, a strategic national strategy of action leading into the election. I really believe that, that given what's going on between Moscow and China and the Arab countries in Europe and here in America, that the time is right. However, I'm concerned about a lack of what seems to be a cohesive and sophisticated strategy. And so I'm looking for people here in Ashland or in the Rogue Valley who would be interested in taking our local experience and thinking in a broader level and figuring out how to move into this very loose structure that exists around the whole Occupy movement that, on the one hand, may be contributing to its movement forward, also, I think, is hampering it from being as effective as it can be.
Hi, I'm Jesse Sharp. I'm here mainly just because I think that this particular action, in addition to everything that Occupy is doing, this particular action is a huge symbolic move. If the city moves its money, more people will move their money, and more people will be inspired, and more cities will hopefully be inspired, and it will move on, and it will be amazing if suddenly cities stop pulling their money, stop putting their money in Wells Fargo or the Bank of America, and that's why I'm here, just to support that and hope that that happens.
Oh, okay, I'm Mark Thomas. I'm a co-founder of Good Grief America, and gosh, I'm just really touched to have all the feedback from people we've been able to help over the last couple of years. The reason I'm here is because,
Nancy brought you?
I'm here because the last couple of years, last 3 years, we had our income and our livelihood just completely failed. And I decided to, after getting up out of depression, to dedicate my life to helping people get through this foreclosure dilemma. And I've been just digging in and doing research and learning for the last couple of years to help people stay in their homes, and that's what I'm all about. And I'm so gratified to see the Occupy movement gather together, and it's just really made a big difference. And we've been involved with Oregon Action for the last couple of years also, so we've been doing a lot of volunteer work, and we're continuing on.
And I'm Nancy Kerber, and I'm really grateful to be here. We're actually involved in lots of Occupy groups all over the state because of our work with Good Grief America, and it's just been so exciting to watch the movement in so many different forms and ways all over the state. The Move Your Money that Rich will be talking about today, I'm going to be doing a little setup on how the banks used our homes to create a bubble, to siphon all of the economy out of our main streets to Wall Street and then out of the country. And how we do have power, we have lots of power we aren't using. And they're heavily leveraged, they are insolvent, and the fastest way to hit them is to quit playing with them and participating in our own demise by having our money in the banks. So I thank everyone of you. We've been working on Move Your Money for 2.5 years, and it's now finally hit a major tipping point because of Occupy movements all over the country. And we are working, besides the cities, we are working statewide on the counties with a county campaign to move their money.
Rich Rudy, I'm an organizer with Oregon Action. I'm really happy to be here to be part of a wave of change that we anticipate will become a tsunami of change.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Andy Seles. I'm here to talk today about some specifics about Bank of America. I'm with Oregon Action. I also am with the Social Justice and Action Committee at the Unitarian Fellowship. And a little quote, "Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will." Frederick Douglass.
I'm Stephen Kwiatkowski. I'm just here to try to get some information and help out. My house is currently in foreclosure process. And, I'm also trying to be involved with the Occupy movement. I live in Talent, so.
I'm Barbara Goldfarb-Seles, and having lived through the women's movement and the anti-war movement in the 60s and 70s, I think it's so important. You know, we're facing corporate personhood right now, and the greed that is just, you know, it's toxic. It's, you know, there's so many issues. So to see a movement coming together, you know, is really vital.
Hi, I'm Victor Chieko, and I support every group that's here. And I'm here mainly because I'm really concerned about how fast we're losing our human and civil rights. It's just amazing how fast it's going, and it's not only here, it's all over the world. Corporations are just killing us.
Hi, I'm Eileen Chieko. I am here to support the City of Ashland's divestment from the big banks, and longer term to support an Oregon State Bank. I think that's what we need, and keep the money local.
I'm John Fisher-Smith. I've been here all along. I'm still here. So I'm kind of like one of those fires smoldering in the roots underground. And as the Occupy Wall Street has flared up, why, I've come up to the surface and I'm burning again, up in oxygen, and I'm excited. And I just want to say we're failing on every front. I just read the protocol that came out of Durban, didn't come out of Durban, South Africa, before I came here. And they are saying that one of their objectives in Clause 7 is to enhance mitigation enthusiasm or something like that. In other words, they want to enhance us being excited about doing something. Meanwhile, they are going to start working on it again in the spring and plan to have that work done by 2015 so that it can go into force in 2020. And that isn't enough. And meanwhile, Fukushima went off. All our Mark I reactors are unsafe. And yet, if you look at C-SPAN, you'll see that the NRC is on the carpet with a congressional committee who are hammering away, or a senatorial, I forget, who are hammering away at the director of the NRC because he's been harassing his co-directors. That's all they can do, is take him on the carpet for arguing and losing his temper with his co-directors nothing about getting anything done about what Fukushima means to our whole nuclear industry, that it's obsolete, ridiculous, was a bad idea in the first place. So we're fading all down the line, and Occupy Wall Street is the first sign that the outrage has come to the surface, and I'm right here.
Right.
Yeah. Introductions. My name's Dot.
Here I am, giving up a beautiful sunny day outdoors for being with my community. That's what it's about. Wendell said something really wonderful last night at the Center for Creative Change. Because I said something about feeling like I have to do everything, and he said, our friends are the holders of knowledge. Right. And so other people will do what I can't do. It allows me to relax and do what I can do. And I'm not sure what that is. Conscience will decide. So thanks to everybody for being here.